In a sprawling galaxy filled with countless intelligent civilizations, humans have long been considered a thing of myth and legend stories told by elders and scholars, but dismissed by most as fantasy. For thousands of years, the dominant races have studied ancient archives, unearthed ruins, and fragments of star charts that hint at the existence of a mysterious species known simply as humans. However, the humans themselves vanished without a trace, their homeworld lost to time, and their fate shrouded in mystery. The prevailing belief across the galaxy is that humans were a powerful species in the distant past, renowned for their innovation and tenacity. But some catastrophic event, whether war, plague, or natural disaster, led to their extinction. Many consider humans to be a cautionary tale, a proud species that reached too far and ultimately destroyed themselves. Over the centuries, the human legend has faded, treated as nothing more than folklore told around campfires or in quiet corners of ancient space stations. Despite this, some fringe groups, historians, and outcasts cling to the belief that humans still exist somewhere beyond the reaches of explored space. These few are often mocked or ignored by mainstream civilizations, their claims dismissed as delusions or desperate hope. Most people don't even want to consider the possibility because accepting it would challenge everything they thought they knew about galactic history and power. The galaxy itself is a complex web of alliances, rivalries, and shifting borders, with multiple species competing for dominance. Advanced alien races have established sprawling empires, governed vast star systems, and wielded powerful fleets of warships. In this environment, myths like that of the humans serve little purpose beyond entertainment or philosophical debate. Amid this backdrop, our story's opening scene focuses on a bustling trade hub located at the crossroads of several major star routes. Here, diverse species mingle, exchanging goods, ideas, and rumors. In a crowded market, a historian named Kale, part of a minor alien race obsessed with ancient mysteries, pores over weathered star charts and fragmented texts. Kale's personal quest is fueled by a deep fascination with the humans, their technology, culture, and their mysterious disappearance. Through Kale's eyes, we glimpse the galaxy's skepticism and the immense gulf between legend and reality. He encounters smugglers who dismiss the idea of humans outright, officers who laugh at the very mention of them, and scholars who warn against stirring old myths that could destabilize the fragile peace. But Kale also discovers a hidden piece of evidence, an artifact of unknown origin, inscribed with symbols that resemble ancient human script. This discovery sparks hope and fear within him, pushing the story forward. The artifact's existence suggests that humans may not be extinct after all, but perhaps hiding or waiting in the shadows. The first part sets the tone of the story. Perhaps hiding or waiting in the shadows. The first part sets the tone of the shadows. The first part sets the tone of the story. Galaxy confident in its knowledge, but unknowingly on the brink of a revelation that will upend everything. It builds tension by contrasting the dismissive attitudes toward humans with subtle hints that the truth might be far stranger and more dangerous than anyone imagines. In essence, Part 1 establishes the mythic status of humans, paints the galaxy's political and cultural landscape, and introduces a key character whose curiosity will ignite the events to come. It primes the reader for the shock that will come when the humans finally return, not as myths, but as a formidable reality. The galaxy has lived for centuries under the assumption that humans are extinct, nothing more than a myth whispered in ancient texts. But that certainty begins to crumble when a strange, faint signal is detected from the outer edges of known space. This signal is unlike any other previously recorded. It carries a signature unmistakably human, coded in a way that suggests both immense technological sophistication and a deliberate attempt to communicate. The story picks up with a team of astrophysicists and signal analysts aboard a research station orbiting a minor star. The lead scientist, Dr. Solara, is a pragmatic and experienced expert in interstellar communications. When her instruments first pick up the faint transmission, the initial reaction is skepticism. Many expect it to be a natural phenomenon or a malfunction. But as they analyze the data, it becomes clear this is an artificial and highly complex transmission. Word of the signal spreads quickly across the galactic network, sparking debates, conspiracy theories, and political tensions. Some factions view the signal with suspicion, fearing it could be a trap or a declaration of war. Others see it as a miracle proof that humans may still exist, and possibly bring with them technology that could shift the balance of power. Amidst this turmoil, the alien governments convene emergency councils, trying to decide how to respond. The key question is the signal an invitation, a warning, or simply a beacon? Its origin is traced to a remote and uncharted star system on the galactic fringe, a region previously deemed unimportant, a dead zone where few have ventured. This discovery sets off a race among different species to send reconnaissance fleets, hoping to be the first to make contact, claim any potential resources, or assert dominance. Among those watching most closely is Kale, the historian from Part 1, whose earlier discovery of a mysterious human artifact has made him a vocal advocate for seriously investigating the signal. He believes this could be the moment to confirm what others refuse to accept, that humans are not extinct, but hidden, waiting for the right time to reveal themselves. The alien fleets dispatched to the signal source approach the system cautiously. Sensors detect unusual energy readings and a massive structure cloaked from normal scans. This hints at advanced technology far beyond current capabilities. The tension builds as the fleets prepare for first contact, uncertain whether they are stepping into a diplomatic breakthrough or the eye of a storm. Throughout this part, the story explores the different political and emotional responses across the galaxy. Some leaders see opportunity alliances, trade, or access to new technology. Others fear existential threat, worried that humans might return as conquerors or seek vengeance. Many common citizens are caught in between, their perceptions shaped by propaganda and rumors. The narrative also delves into themes of myth versus reality, the fear of the unknown, and the hope that lost knowledge might be regained. It portrays a galaxy on the cusp of upheaval, unsure whether this signal heralds salvation, destruction, or something more complicated. Ultimately, Part 2 ends with the human warship's first visual emergence from hyperspace near the signal's origin. Their sleek, imposing forms disrupt the quiet expanse of space, confirming that humans are real and equipped with power unseen before. The aliens watching can only prepare for what comes. Next, a confrontation or a dialogue that could change the fate of the galaxy forever. Silence falls across the observing fleets as the human ships begin to emerge from hyperspace. At first, it's just one sleek obsidian black, unlike anything the galaxy's militaries have ever built. Then another appears, and another. Within minutes, a formation of a dozen enormous vessels has assembled near the signal's origin. Their design is intimidating, angular and efficient, with hulls that absorb light, bristling with unknown weapon systems. No visible insignias, no communication, only cold precision and overwhelming presence. The alien fleets scramble to react. Hailing frequencies are opened, diplomatic protocols activated, and defense systems put on alert. Yet the human ships remain silent, holding their position with unwavering calm. It is not aggression, but a display of capability. The message is clear. We are here. We are real, and we are powerful. One of the alien commanders, Admiral Veshter of the Rukari Dominion, feels the weight of history shift in real time. For centuries, his people mocked the legends of humans. Now he watches as proof hangs in the void before him, proof that humanity not only survived its mysterious fall but has advanced far beyond what any species imagined. Suddenly, a transmission cuts through the galactic channels. It's in a long-forgotten tongue, ancient galactic standard, but flawlessly spoken. The voice is human, calm, measured, and unmistakably authoritative. To the peoples of this galaxy, humanity has returned. We have watched. We have waited. Now we rejoin the stars not as myth, but as reality. The declaration sends shockwaves through every connected system. Media outlets broadcast it within seconds. Civilian populations are thrown into panic, wonder, or awe. Scholars race to decode every nuance. Political leaders scramble to respond. The myth has shattered. Humans are no longer a question, they are a fact. And they have not come quietly. The humans offer no further explanation, nor do they engage in diplomacy yet. Their ships move into a defensive orbital stance around the ancient cloaked structure that was broadcasting the signal. It appears to be a massive space station, possibly a hidden outpost or a relay from an even larger human network. What terrifies the alien commanders most is the humans' technology. Scans fail to penetrate their ship hulls. Energy signatures are inconsistent, suggesting advanced cloaking and power redirection systems. Weapons arrays defy current classifications, and internal heat maps show no signs of life support strain, implying breakthroughs in both AI and environmental control. Aboard the Rukari flagship, arguments erupt. Some advocate immediate withdrawal, fearing provocation. Others, like Admiral Veshther, suggest waiting, observing. But a smaller, reckless faction driven by pride, fear, or desperation decides to act independently. One alien cruiser fires a warning shot, a particle beam intended to scan and startle. The response is instantaneous. A single human warship pivots, targets the cruiser, and fires a contained energy burst. The alien ship vanishes in an explosion of light. No wreckage, no signal. Just silence. The human ships resume their quiet. Formation as if nothing happened. Panic erupts across the fleets. Some withdraw. Others hold position, paralyzed by awe. The humans have spoken not just with words, but with precision and overwhelming force. The galaxy's myth has become its reckoning. The destruction of the alien cruiser by a single shot from a human warship sends the galaxy into a frenzy. Transmission, the only one so far, had been a calm declaration of return. But the annihilation of a fully armed vessel in seconds makes it clear. Humans possess power beyond anything previously known. And they are not to be challenged. Yet across the galaxy, not everyone is willing to accept this truth. In the halls of the Kravith Syndicate, a militaristic regime built on conquest and pride, the ruling high command views the human response as an insult. To them, the display is not strength, but arrogance. Believing they must assert dominance or risk losing face, they mobilize a detachment of their elite warships to confront the humans directly. Their goal is to prove that humans, myth or not, are not invincible. Back near the Outer Rim, alien fleets remain in a tense standoff around the human formation. The cloaked station continues to emit a low-frequency pulse as if signaling something deeper within space. The humans remain silent, watching, analyzing, unmoved. When the Kravith fleet arrives, tensions skyrocket. Led by warlord Charvak, a fearsome commander known for breaking treaties and destroying diplomatic envoys, the Kravith warships form an aggressive posture around the humans. Charvak hails the humans with a threatening broadcast. You may no longer be myths, but you have no claim here. Withdraw or be erased. There is no reply. Only stillness. And then, without warning, Charvak fires. 12 high-powered plasma. Torpedoes streak across space toward the human-led vessel. For a moment, it seems inevitable another war has begun. But before the torpedoes can make contact, the human ship emits a pulse non-visible to the naked eye, but powerful enough to create a sudden shock wave across the electromagnetic spectrum. Torpedoes stop mid-space. They are suspended, neutralized by a form of energy manipulation the Kravith have never seen. Then, in a blinding burst of white light, they vanish. Not detonated, disintegrated, erased. The humans finally respond. From the lead vessel, a new transmission cuts through every channel in the system. You have fired without cause. You have tested our restraint. Consider this your only lesson. In that instant, 3 human ships engage. What follows is not a battle, it's a demonstration. The human warships move with impossible speed, using space-folding propulsion to shift locations mid-engagement. Their weapons are precise, silent, and devastating. Kravith shields fail instantly. Hulls collapse under invisible pressure. In 87 seconds, the entire Kravith fleet is neutralized, disabled, or destroyed without a single human casualty. Admiral Veshter, still observing from a nearby position, records everything. He transmits the data back to the Galactic Core before issuing a full retreat. For the first time in his long career, he experiences something deeper than fear-humility. The rest of the alien observers follow suit. Across the galaxy, broadcasts relay the footage. Citizens, soldiers, and rulers alike are stunned. What was once a myth is now a force reshaping reality. This is not just the return of a forgotten species. It is the awakening of a power that has surpassed the rest of the galaxy in silence and now chooses to reveal itself. The galaxy understands. Finally, humans are not seeking war, but they will not be threatened. In the aftermath of the one-sided battle, the galaxy is left shaken. The total defeat of the Kravith fleet spreads like wildfire across the known systems. Entire governments go into emergency sessions. Military leaders convene late-night war councils. Citizens fill public squares, watching grainy footage of the human warships dismantling an entire fleet in under 2 minutes. Fear, awe, and disbelief grip the galaxy. But behind all the noise, a deeper question grows. Why now? Why did humans return, and what do they want? Soon, answers begin to emerge. Without warning, a second transmission is broadcast across galactic communication networks. This time, it comes from a human representative, Ambassador Lyra Kale, a figure both dignified and enigmatic. Her message is clear, delivered in perfect, multi-species dialects with an elegance that betrays centuries of cultural evolution. We are the descendants of Earth. We left when the galaxy was young, when war and pride threatened to consume us. We did not perish. We chose silence. We chose solitude, and we chose progress. She goes on to explain that humanity, after narrowly avoiding its own extinction, in a war of its own making, retreated from the galactic stage over 2,000 years ago. Instead of fighting for survival in a fractured galaxy, they disappeared into deep space, into regions uncharted by even the most ambitious explorers. There, in hidden systems and artificial worlds, humanity rebuilt its self-developing technology that merged artificial intelligence, quantum manipulation, and bioengineering. Over time, humans evolved not just in power, but in purpose. Their civilization expanded, but quietly. They observed the galaxy from afar, watching its civilizations rise, fall, repeat. They documented the wars, alliances, betrayals, and stagnation. And then, at a moment of their choosing, when their return would not plunge the galaxy into chaos, but correct its course, they emerged. Ambassador Kale makes it clear, the warships were not sent as a threat, but as a shield. Their purpose is deterrence. Their presence is a warning not against violence, but stagnation. Humanity now seeks not conquest, but stewardship. The galaxy, fractured by petty politics and endless rivalry, is on the brink of collapse. Resources are strained. Ancient technologies are misunderstood. Diplomatic trust is vanishing. Humans have returned not to rule, but to guide. This proclamation stuns the galaxy. Some species respond with gratitude. Smaller, war-weary civilizations see hope in human leadership, a way to finally break the cycle of war and subjugation. Others, especially older empires, view the humans' words as veiled imperialism. They cannot believe that any civilization could amass such power and not use it to dominate. But amidst the controversy, the impact is undeniable. The galaxy has changed forever. In a symbolic act, the humans activate ancient communication relay structures thought to be inert for millennia, restoring long-lost star lanes, archives, and technologies. They invite scholars, diplomats, and even skeptics to the newly revealed outpost where it all began. Kale, the historian who once chased myths, is among the first invited aboard a human vessel. There, he witnesses technology and knowledge far beyond his understanding, proof that humanity's absence was not a retreat, but an evolution. In this part, truth replaces legend. Humans are not ghosts of the past. They are the architects of a possible future, one the galaxy must now choose to accept, resist, or fear. With the return of humans, everything has changed. Their overwhelming technological superiority, swift military precision, and deep knowledge of ancient systems have disrupted centuries of fragile balance among the great galactic powers. No longer can empires posture or bluff. No longer can the myth of human extinction provide comfort. Humans are real, and they are here. But what begins in fear slowly evolves into something more complex. At the heart of this shift is the diplomatic outpost, now established in neutral space, once a cloaked relic, now a beacon of possibility. The structure, known simply as the Ark, becomes the epicenter of the new era. There, humans host delegations from dozens of species. They present their vision, not dominance, but cooperation, not rule, but stabilization. They offer shared access to technology, energy solutions, terraforming knowledge, disease eradication systems, all under strict non-aggression pacts. The galaxy's responses are fractured. Some worlds embrace the offer, eager for a future no longer dictated by warlords or imperial ambition. Minor civilizations, long bullied by larger factions, find new hope in humanity's presence. For them, the warships above represent protection, security, a chance to develop without fear. Others resist. The great powers, especially the dominant empires, see their influence threatened. They begin forming quiet coalitions, fearing that the humans' promise of peace masks something far more dangerous: control through dependency. The Kravith Syndicate, despite their devastating loss, secretly rebuilds, now more cautious, but still determined to strike back if the opportunity arises. Meanwhile, unrest brews among the populations. On some planets, citizens view humans as saviors. On others, as invaders cloaked in benevolence, protests erupt. Old alliances crumble. New ideologies take root. Amidst this chaos, the humans do something unexpected. They withdraw most of their visible military presence. The warships remain, but they retreat to the outer systems out of daily view. This move shocks everyone. It's not weakness, it's a challenge. A message. We will not rule through fear, but we are watching. This choice forces galactic leaders to make decisions without a looming human presence to dictate them. Some rise to the challenge. Others fall to old habits. Back aboard the Ark, Ambassador Lyra Kale invites a gathering of historians, scientists, and philosophers, not generals, to form the first pan-galactic council independent of empire control. Their mission is to reconstruct lost histories, resolve ancient territorial disputes, and guide development for mutual benefit. Kale, the alien historian who once chased myths alone, is now a leading figure in this initiative. His arc from dreamer to witness to diplomat mirrors the galaxy's own evolution. The final scenes show a galaxy slowly realigning. Star maps are redrawn. Trade lanes reopen. Dormant space stations flicker to life, restored by long-lost human code. Species that once never spoke are now exchanging envoys, ideas, and possibilities, but not all is resolved. In the shadows of deep space, unknown factions stir. Secret weapons are tested. Whispers of rebellion grow. Still, the message remains. Humanity has returned, not as conquerors, but as caretakers. The stars will not fall to silence again. In the end, the new galactic era begins not with war, but with choice. And every species, every world, must now decide what future they will shape beneath the quiet, watching eyes of the once mythical humans.